Programs, it is I, Mr. Stevie. How are you all doing? I am here today to talk about and show you about TRON Heroes of the Grid HasLab. Now, there's only 9 days left to get 10,000 backers. We've only got 1,150 or so. That's about 1,000 a day. We are going slow, but you know what? This program never quits because I am determined to show you how good and how unique and new and never been seen before this TRON 3.75 super articulated screen accurate figure set with bikes and light up grid is. It is now an underdog story. That's motivation for me. I like Rocky. I like Rudy. I like the Karate Kid. I like Ted Lasso. I love an underdog story. With your help, we can turn the tides and make this a reality, because if it doesn't fund in the next 9 days, it's gone. Not coming back. Never to be made again. And I really want to give you this never been seen, never been done collector set for you TRON, you 80s, you 375ers, you pop culturalists, you DVD collectors. I don't care who you are. We're creating a shrine to TRON, which is a massively influential movie. You've never had anything like this. Let me show you what you could be missing. So I have taken out all of the prototypes and I've laid all the bits and pieces, got them all out. You can see them all lying there. All the carts, of course, all the bikes. I just realized I got a little kickstand to help them stand up if you want them to, because I know that we wanted to keep the front wheels really round in those distinctive ball shapes. Anyway, I've laid them all out. Let's get a closer look. I guess we should start with the man himself. Let's start with TRON. Now, remember, these are prototypes. So these are 3D printed from the original sculpt file. They're incredibly delicate. Also, they've traveled from New York to London, Italy, back to Mr. Stevie's toy dungeon, where they belong. I would like them to travel to your collector room as well, but that all depends on you guys. There is something pretty amazing about this scale with this amount of detail and deco. Remember that these are the prototypes, so all the joints are a little bit big, and you'll see that there are little pins. Have they got pins in here? Yeah, you can see that just about. There are little metal pins holding them all together. These will be pinless, and we will still be dialing in probably the greys, although I'm actually really pleased with how the greys have turned out. TRON is quite difficult in the sense of, you know, it was filmed with black and white costumes, and it was rotoscoped over with the colors, and then there was lighting on the set, and then, you know, animation over the top. So getting the lighting and the color exactly right on these grays and flesh tones is really tricky, but I actually really like where Emily and the model shop have come up with these tones. I think they're pretty good. Well, while we're here, why don't we take a look at Yuri? She's probably my favorite, I think, just because she is very rarely expressed as a figure, and the fact that she has a removable helmet to show her skull cap, which I've been told I can't take this off because it was delicate, and it's being glued on, which is totally fine for prototype demonstration purposes. So let's take a quick comparison look between Yuri and a similar completed finished figure that Emily and team worked on recently. This is Bria Tonica. Hold them up together so you can see similar sort of build. I'd say Yuri is a little bit slenderer, more slenderer, but you can see the amount of deco that she has, and she doesn't have the most. I think the most actually goes to the program, who has a ton. We'll get to him in a minute. The amount of movement in Yuri will be similar to the Tonica sister here. In fact, it'll be more, because actually Yuri has a cut there, whereas Bria doesn't have a cut there. So there is more articulation. Rounding off the heroes, we have Flynn. Now, Flynn is an interesting character because he's this kind of like reluctant hero, this sort of goofy guy. So like the expression we gave him was his typical kind of wry, charming smile. Obviously he wears his tunic. We toyed with the idea of making it soft goods, but for posability and kind of getting it to work with all this, we decided to keep it molded in. It will have a separate piece of soft PVC. This is soft enough to be able to pose him to get him into his bike.
Now, a lot of people say, hey, his disc isn't like that. So the beauty about HasLab is that we can spot these things. I don't actually know if that's his disc or whether he has a separate disc. I can't see another one. But if it is different and we need to change the deco, we can do that. That's the beauty of HasLabs. These haven't been made yet. These are still in development. You are part of the process. But the goodies are only as good as the baddies. And Sark is, in my opinion, one of the greatest baddies. And his articulation system with his helmet and his collar. Now let's do a bit of a compare and contrast. Now these are essentially the different versions of Sarks throughout the last 40 years since Tron graced our screen. And it's been my dream for a long, long time to deliver a screen accurate, super articulated action figure line in Tron in 3.75 because that was the scale of the time, 1982. Star Wars was full throttle. We had indie figures. Tron itself came in, and I'm a sucker for candy, translucent figures. Don't get me wrong. I love this figure. To pay homage to this figure, but to deliver something totally unique. And that's what this set is. It's never been done before. Now it's 3.75. It may be half the size of larger figures with articulation, but the engineering and the labor and everything that goes into it, it's the same. It doesn't matter about the size. The size is not the thing. And remember, value is not what you pay, it's what you get. And we aim to deliver something that you've never gotten before. That's probably terrible grammar, but you know what I mean. Even just the fact that we can even have a chance to offer these figures and bikes and Tron Shrine to you is honor enough for me. Will we have the chance to give you these things? I don't know. I don't know. You got 9 days to find out. You got 9 days. If you like it, if the value is there for you, you got 9 days to come and get it. I hope you do. I'll be sad if we don't make it, but one thing I won't be is regretful. I've made some incredible friends and made some amazing connections and learnt loads from doing this. So even if it doesn't make it, no regrets. I'll get the tattoo on my chest. Another character, if there can be called a character, that's never been done, I don't think, has been a program. So this is just a generic program. Is he a blue leader? I don't know. Is he the lieutenant? I don't know. He's everything and no one. He is just a program. We did him because he goes in the blue bike. He has got a ton of deco, and he was difficult to do because the gauntlets in particular, so many different gauntlets that we explored in the reference images. Emily and the team did a fantastic job in selecting the right ones to do. We also chatted with Dave Arnspiger, who is a community guru, and helped us sort of advise a little bit on what we should and shouldn't be doing. As well as the 5 figures and the light up base, you're getting 2 light cycles. You're getting Flynn's yellow one here, and then you're getting Program's blue one there. Beautiful thing about having highly articulated figures is that we can pose them out for the first time authentically within a light cycle, so we can actually keep the profile pretty close to source material. There's the original Tron one, which you can see is a lot thicker, and then other ones made between then and now have been wider. Each light cycle has a light wall, plugs neatly into the wheel. And to top off the set, we have the light cycle arena backdrop. I still don't know what these symbols mean. Maybe one of you do. If you do, let me know, because they're cool. I love the color pop. So that simply slots into the backdrop there. And there we have the full display. During early development of this collector set, we sat with a number of Tron fans and took them through and gave them different options. And one thing that came through loud and clear, that this is Tron. There has to be lights. So we decided to add in our light up base. And a number of you have been asking us, what does this look like in normal light, Steve? You keep showing us it in fancy photography. Well, this is how bright it is. Now, this is built for not just Tron fans, this is built for 375 fans as well. And as 375 collectors, you gotta have the card backs. Everyone loves a card back. Sean Kenny at Hasbro did a fantastic job with these. These are just early development printouts. But we spent a long time looking at different ways to express what Tron could be, and Sean eventually landed on taking inspiration from the arcade machine, where we got original artwork and we wanted to create, or Sean wanted to create, a really impactful, modern, yet retro feeling design, and I think he hit it. These are still work in progress, and if we fund, Sean will go full steam ahead and create these amazing, nostalgic, yet modern, fresh card backs for us all. So let's say when Tron Heroes of the Grid is funded successfully and is delivered to all our collector rooms in pristine HasLab packaging, where are you going to put yours? I'm going to put mine somewhere like this. Or, if you're a movie buff, put it somewhere like this. It's all right. Anything goes. Chris and I will be joining our friends' Adventures in Collecting early next week to talk more about this collector's set. So look out for more details on their Instagram account. And in the meantime, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.